This video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and while supplies last, if you mention Saffron Olive in your order notes, we'll hook you up with a free Saffron Olive sticker with any Card Kingdom order.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Brew About Nothing. So this week, we are kind of revisiting, or at least updating, a classic deck that we played a long time ago, Seismic Swans, but with a sweet new Modern Horizons edition in Throes of Chaos. So basically, looking to hit our Swans, draw some cards, hopefully combo off, draw our deck, kill our opponent with Seismic Assault. So that's the plan for today. Like usual, gonna do a super quick 2-minute refresher deck. Should be easy with this deck. There's actually like 41 lands, so not that many non-lands to talk about. Jump into the gameplay, see if this build of Swans actually can work in the modern format. Also, worth mentioning before we jump into it, $155. So this is essentially a budget deck, a little bit over our budget Magic budget, but still, in a world where modern decks are $1,000, $2,000, $150, not a bad deal at all for hopefully a really sweet deck. So, a quick reminder before we break down Seismic Swans Chaos for Modern. If you enjoy this deck, and you enjoy Much Brew in general, it would be amazing of you if you take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Seismic Swans Chaos, starting with Swans of Bernergol. So, weird creature, yes, it's a 3/4 flyer for 4, which isn't bad, but whenever it's dealt damage, the controller that damage gets to deal that many cards. The idea of this deck is we're going to play Swans and hopefully also have Seismic Assault. That's our combo. And then what we do is throw a land at Swans to deal 2 damage, which means we draw 2 cards, that damage is prevented. Because we have 41 lands in our main deck, ideally, we're going to draw at least 1 land, and sometimes we're going to draw 2 lands. So then we throw a land at our Swans again, draw 2 more cards. The end result is we basically get to draw through our entire deck, and once we draw through our entire deck, we're going to have at least 10 lands in hand. Then we just throw them all at our opponent's face, 20 damage with Seismic Assault. Molten Vortex doesn't offer the same combo potential, but it can slowly ping our Swans, also good at keeping the board in check. Treasure Hunt gives us hopefully an insane card draw spell with 41 lands. We should hit a bunch when we cast Treasure Hunt before we hit a non-land to refill our hand. It gives us a way to naturally find our Swans and just deal a bunch of damage with Seismic Assault. If we draw 4 or 5 lands, that's 4 or 5 shocks worth of damage that we can throw at our opponent's board if we need to, throw it at our opponent's face. Deza doing also insane card draw spell, and really important for games where sometimes we have to like use a lot of lands to keep our opponent's board in check in the early game, and maybe we don't have enough lands left in our deck to actually kill our opponent by throwing them at our opponent's face. Deza doing lets us shuffle all the lands from our graveyard back into our library, and then we can reuse them again with Seismic Assault and Molten Vortex. Throes of Chaos is the biggest, baddest new addition to the deck, and this card is perfect for the deck. So Cascade means it hits Seismic Assault, it hits all of our stuff except for Swans, actually, and Retrace means we can use all of our extra lands to cast it again from our graveyard. So when we cast Throes, we're going to hit like Seismic Assault, or Molten Vortex, or Treasure Hunt, or Dazan doing tons of good hits, damage, card advantage, and we get to do this every single turn if we need to, if we got nothing else going on, and that's one of the risks of this deck. With 41 lands in our main deck, it's possible that we're just going to draw land after land after land after land. If we have Throes of Chaos in our hand or in our graveyard, that's not bad because every land we draw can be turned into one of our important spells. Mana base wise, pretty straightforward. 8 cycling lands, a bunch of basic lands, a bunch of mostly budget friendly Is It dual lands. If there's one part of the deck that's a little bit tricky, it's we need triple red on turn 3 for Seismic Assault and then double blue on turn 4 for Swans of Bernergol. So we need to play a lot of dual lands, but we're doing it without fetches. We're doing it pretty much as cheaply as possible. Also, Scry lands, fast lands. Sideboard-wise, Jace, Sphinx's Tutelage give us ways to win without damage. If our opponent has like Leyline of Sanctity and we can't throw lands at their face, Jace wins with the Lab Maniac ability. Sphinx's Tutelage can mill our opponent out if that's relevant. Maybe our opponent's Soul Sisters and gains enough life that we can't land them to death with Seismic Assault. Tectonic Reformation, another way to turn our 41 lands into new cards, also triggers our Sphinx's Tutelage, works really well with Jace to draw through our deck. Subber Denial, Spell Pierce as counter spells to protect our combo pieces. Anger of the Gods is a sweeper, Shattering Spree and Shatterstorm for artifacts, Tormod Script for graveyards, and that is the new and improved, hopefully, Seismic Swans Chaos for Modern. And that's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's get to the gameplay, hit some swans, draw some cards, see if this deck has what it takes to compete in our post-banning Stoneforge-fueled modern world. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a minute with a wrap-up. All right. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are hitting our swans, drawing some cards in the modern format, and this hand has a surprising amount of action for a 41 land deck. Blood Crypt for are booted, and Raven's Crime. We will discard Throes of Chaos. Swiftwater Cliffs. You. Well, we need to get down Seismic Assault. That's where we're at. Opponent, Stomping Grounds. Untapped. Renin 6? This might be a loam deck. Yeah, there's a Renin 6. Opponent gets back the land. Passes. Well, play Spire Bluff. Pass the turn. We have to play Seismic Assault before we play Treasure Hunt. Because we'll probably draw a bunch of cards, and we don't want to just discard them to hand size. Opponent, Verdant Catacombs. Cracks it. Gets a swamp. Gets back a land. Runs out Lightning Skelemental. That is pretty bad. Gets in. Well, we will discard, let's see. Island Seismic Assault. This match would have went much easier for you on the play. Well, play the Mountain. Seismic Assault. Pass the turn. We have drawn all of our treasure hunts. We really desperately need one of them to resolve. If our hand gets emptied, this is so bad. Ugh. Opponent, Verdant Catacombs. Cracks it. How about just like a Bloodbraid Elf? We can deal with a Bloodbraid Elf. That's fine. Overgrown Tomb untapped. Liliana, sure. Gets back a land. Takes up Liliana. We sadly discard a treasure hunt. Raven's Crime, discard a treasure hunt. Well, this treasure hunt needs to be good. Swans. Oh, this should draw us a lot of cards. That's a decent amount. All right. So hand has been refilled. We will play Sulphur Falls, pass the turn, and now our opponent needs something pretty good, or this Swans hopefully just wins us the game next turn. We have ways to undo all of our opponent's discarding. Opponent's going to tick up, sure. We will discard a Shivan Reef. I don't think we can discard the second Seismic Assault because of Assassin's Trophy. I think we need to make sure we have a Seismic Assault to go with the Swans. Although we do have the Throes of Chaos. Opponent, Raven's Crime. We will discard Shivan Reef. Gets back a land. Raven's Crime. We will discard an island. Opponent, passing. Well, I think it's time to hit our swans and draw some cards. Swans of Bernard Goal. Discard a lands. Hit our swans, draw some cards. 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 And opponent scoops it up. They ground us out with their discard, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. The Swans and Seismic Assault take it down in the long run. All right, that went pretty smoothly. We took a Lightning Skelemental hit and like 5 Raven Scribes, and Swans comes through. Oh man, we didn't get to Throw of Chaos, but we will. We will at some point. Do we want anything? Tutelage, Jace. I could see like the Spell Pierces. Maybe we go down a couple of lands, go up a couple of Spell Pierces, and just... Although Spell Pierce is really awkward with Throes of Chaos. All right, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. Run it like that. Our opponent's discard is scary. If they can, especially like Thoughtseize style discard, but if it's just Raven's Crime, we can work around that pretty easily. Well, okay. Throes of Chaos is a card that we like to see because that allows us to get action even through discard. Let's discard a Shivan Reef. Maybe we should discard the Throes of Chaos, actually. Play a Steam Vents. Untapped. The molteniest of vortexes. Pass the turn. Yeah, we probably should have just discarded the Throes of Chaos, but whatever. Whatever. Opponent. Stomping Grounds. Collective Brutality. Well, there goes our Throes of Chaos. Opponent. Passing. Sulphur Falls. Go. Man, if we can get... Man, Throes of Chaos does really change the dynamic of this deck. Opponent. Raven's Crime. We will discard a Seismic Assault. Opponent. Passing. Well, let's Shivan Reef. Go.
And next turn we can start the throws. Opponent cracks. Blood Crypt tapped. Verdant Catacombs cracks it. And let's see what our opponent has. Overgrown Tomb untapped. Feels like a Bloodbraid maybe. Bloodbraid into Collective Brutality. That's a whiff. I wonder if our opponent even duress modes it. They do. That doesn't do anything though. Sure. Duress away, my friend. Duress away. Opponent gets a Bloodbraid. We will cycle Forgotten Cave. Ooh, my god, that's a Swans. Molten Vortex Bloodbraid. Untap. Play a land. Play Seismic Assault. Pass the turn. So we're probably going to lose our Swans, but lands gets us to Throes of Chaos. Like, we just need a land to retrace. Opponent. Bloodbraid. Into nothing? Unearth. Alright. Yep. Well, if we draw a land, we might win with Swans, actually. Opponent. Combat. Gonna hit us. The only thing we don't want to draw is more Seismic Assaults or Molten Vortexes. Those are our only truly bad draws. Nurturing Beatland. Opponent passes. Well, another Swans is not a great draw, actually, come to think of it. Well, run out Swans. Hope our opponent can't Lightning Bolt it. Pass the turn. Awkward. Awkward, awkward, awkward. Opponent, what do you got? 2 cards in hand. Wow, we're doing the hard part. We got Seismic Assault Swans. We're not doing the easy part of drawing a land to hit our Swans. Oh, they have Liliana. Okay, this is actually kind of bad. We are fizzling. Swans down, Swans down. Opponent is out of cards, which is nice. Gets in. Down to 11. Land, please. Alright, well, let's Throes of Chaos. See what we cascade into. Hopefully card draw. Okay. That is not it. That is the drawback of bringing in the counters. Opponent cracks a Peat Land. Takes up Liliana. Discards Raven's Crime. Goes to combat. Attacks. Oh boy. Down to 8. We untap. Oh, they drew Kolaghan's Command? Oh my god. Wow! What a top deck! We're gonna lose! We're gonna lose. Oh no. Whoa. That is brutal. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose now. Opponent discards a land, Bloodbraids. If they hit something that deals damage or a creature that has haste, we're dead. And they hit Fulminator, does not have haste, but it still beats us. Alright, well, wow. That is an unfortunate chain of events. Very, very unfortunate. Oh my goodness. Well, now we have to draw exactly Treasure Hunt. Not Treasure Hunt, and we scoop it up. Whoo! Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was something. Man, maybe this deck should not be playing counter spells. Can we not play counter spells though? Like, we got to keep them in, but it ruins our Throes of Chaos. I don't know. That is some awkward deck building, I have to say. All right, we'll keep this. I mean, this hand is good if we don't get wrecked by discard, but we're playing discard tribal, so we probably will get wrecked by discard. Opponent, Raven's Crime. Well, let's start by cycling Forgotten Cave. And we'll discard an island. Opponent passes. We will play a mountain. We will pass the turn. Opponent, Raven's Crime. We will discard a island. Wooded Foothills. Opponent passing. And we'll play Spire Bluff. Run out Seismic Assault. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Down to 17. Blood Crypt. Tapped. Alright. What do you got, opponent? Swamp. And Fulminator Mage. That actually does slow us down. Blows up a land. Yeah, that's annoying. Play Lonely Sandbar. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Bloodstained Mire cracks it. Well, here comes a Bloodbraid, I assume. Question's gonna be, what do they hit? That is a big question. Stomping Grounds, untapped. Opponent spins the wheel. Come on, nothing great. Kolaghan's Command. Okay. Well, this means if we draw a land, we win. Most likely. We should win. That's all we need is to draw land. We'll discard Throes of Chaos. Opponent gets a Bloodbraid. Land. We have 39 in our deck. We just need a land. That's a land. All right, Sulphur Falls. Play Swans. And now we hope we don't get super unlucky. Hit our Swans. Draw 2 lands. That's good. Hit our Swans. Oh, 3 lands. Now we should be good. Hit our Swans. 4 lands. Hit our Swans. Oh, that's kind of a whiff. Hit our Swans. Those are lands. Opponent's at 14, so we need 7 lands in hand to win. Hit our swans. Close. Close, close. Close. We need what? 1 more double hit? Hit our swans. Hit our swans. Hit our swans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still need 1 more. 1 more land. Hit our swans. Draw some cards. Hit our swans. Draw some cards. Hit our swans. Draw some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're actually going down lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going down lands. Where's all of our lands? 1, 2, 5. Oh no. Are we gonna lose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 6. 6! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. 6? Oh my goodness. They gotta be 2 lands, right? Oh my goodness. We needed literally every single card in our deck. We had to go to 0 cards, but we got there. Whoa! That was so close. Well, Swans came through. Oh my goodness. I almost had a heart attack. I thought we were going to draw our entire deck and lose. Well, that's why the deck has to play so many lands. We had exactly enough cards in our library to get to 7 lands. Wow, we made that look sketchy. Well, Swans came through. I mean, that's the power of it. Seismic Assault Swans, you should win the game, even though we made that look way riskier and scarier than I would have liked. But we got there. We got there. Don't know about these counter spells, though. Maybe we need to only bring them in against, like, hardcore control decks. That might be the answer. Maybe we can't bring them in against just planeswalker decks like Jund or Loam or whatever. Well, all right, we got there. Swans coming through. Sweet, sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are playing the new and improved and updated Swan Assault. In our Swans, drawn some cards in the modern format, and we'll see how it goes. Ooh, okay. I actually really like this hand. I mean, discard's annoying, but we got our Seismic Assault, and now we have Days Undoing to go with it. So turn 3 Assault, turn 4 Days Undoing. That sounds reasonable. Let's play Swift Water Cliffs. Sweet Water Cliffs. Gain a life, 21, go. Canopy Vista, eh? What is our opponent playing? You don't see too many of the Battle for Zendikar dual lands running around, but then I guess at the same time, you don't see too many Swiftwater Cliffs. Land go. Opponent. Snow-covered plains. Stoneforge Mystic. Ew. Sword of Fire and Ice would be a little bit scary. Although we should be able to start shooting creatures before it equips. Not really worried about Batterskull. Alright, it's a Batterskull. That's better than a sword for us. Opponent passes. Well, play the mountain. Pass the turn. This is a matchup where hopefully our Seismic Assault can shine. Like, we should be able to just shoot things down repeatedly. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will play Sulphur Falls. We will play a Seismic Assault. Oh! Alright. Well, now that's a lot worse. The old Force of Negation with no blue lands plan. Okay, now we might be in trouble. That was very bad. We really needed that. Okay. Alright. Yep. Well, things have taken a very bad turn for the worse. That Force of Negation, really bad for us. Really bad. Alright. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's a card now. Opponent. Misty Rainforest. No. Oh, and then the Sword of Fire and Ice. Now we actually might just be completely... Feast and Famine. Okay, Feast and Famine is better than Fire and Ice, because we can still kill things through it. But we're going to need to hit another... We're going to need to hit another Seismic Assault very quickly. Down to 17. Opponent passes. Seismic Assault, please. It's a land. Well, Temple of Epiphany. Scry. Island to the bottom. Pass the turn! So we get to triple cycle, which is nice. But we're running short on time. Our opponent gets to put this sword into play. And we're taking 8 next turn? That's a really fast clock. And our opponent gets to untap their lands. Yeah, this is bad in many ways. Opponent, Snow-covered Forest. And they could even have more counters, I guess. They didn't put the sword into play. Okay. Yeah, we can't stop that. I think our opponent could have won if they had played this correctly. They could have put the sword into play, equipped it, attacked us, hit us for 8, made us discard, post main phase, time warped. But the way they did play it means we are going to get another turn. It's probably very unlikely that we can get back from that, but I think that was I think our opponent could have literally won the game if they had played it properly. Opponent, sort of feast and famine. He equips. Well, counterspell's good against our deck. That's one of the drawbacks of playing a million lands is when your pieces get countered, it is hard to find them again. Cycle, 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 nothing. Untaps, we will discard Days Undoing. Opponent, yep. Soul Herder. Blinks. Yeah, that Force of Negation, that was the entire game. Blinks with Soul Herder. Stoneforge, doing its thing. Well, now we basically just have to literally top deck Seismic Assault. Opponent passes. We get 1 cycle for it. Cycle Forgotten Cave. That is literal Seismic Assault. Still not sure if we win from here, though. So we get to Seismic Assault, kill Soul Herder, pass the turn. Well, we might actually have a chance, as crazy as that sounds. We'll see. Opponent goes to combat, attacks. So we will discard a land, hit the germ. Discard a land, hit the germ. Discard a land, hit the germ. Drop to 1. Opponent tries to equip, so we kill that Stoneforge. Oh, all right, untap. Well, yeah, pass the turn. We're going to need to hit some card draw. Opponent untaps. Oh, Eternal Witness. Okay. Yeah, that's bad for us. Gets back Time Warp. And, well, that's a misplay. We will kill Stoneforge. If they had equipped an Eternal Witness, Stoneforge is lethal anyway. Now a land isn't out again. At least to stay alive for another turn. Opponent passes. That is a land. Well, pass the turn. We are holding on by a thread. I think our opponent could have killed us a couple times already, but this is a tricky deck to pick up if you've never played it before. The Soul Herder deck, lots of synergies. Kill the Eternal Witness. Opponent, Watcher for tomorrow, so the threats keep coming. We're going to need a whiff at some point. Gets a face down card and passes. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, I think we need to hit our second Days Undoing or a Treasure Hunt. Swan might do it. I'm not sure why our opponent keeps trying to equip because they have lethal. Like, there's not much value in trying to equip, especially when you know it's not going to work because we're dead to, you don't need a sword to kill us. Like, we're dead to anything. Coiling Oracle. Opponent hits a Coiling Oracle. Passes. Treasure Hunt. Treasure Hunt. Oh, there's the fizzle. All right. Well, we put up a good fight. Eventually, we drew the non-land. I guess in this matchup, Anger of the Gods seems good. Maybe we go up Anger of the Gods, go down Island Mountain, run it like that. Oh, Force of Negation. That was a card that wasn't around when we first played Swans, and it definitely got us there. I don't think we can bring in counters, though. Our opponent's deck doesn't have that many non-creature spells. So I don't think we can afford to bring in Spell Pierces and Stubborn Denials, especially since it fizzles our Throw of Chaos, which we saw in our first game, or first match. Ah, that was brutal. That was a brutal Force of Negation. All right, we are on the play, and ooh, all right. This is the kind of hand we're looking for. We have the full combo, land go. I guess we are going to want another land, and we still are going to need to dodge Force of Negation. But we have the Swans and the Seismic Assault, which is what we want. And Treasure Hunt's a nice backup plan. Prismatic Vista. Opponent corrects. Snow-covered Forest. And Noble Hierarch. Yep. Opponent passes. Yeah, let's just Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Well, the question's going to be, does our opponent have the Force of Negation? Opponent corrects. Snow-covered Island. Scavenging Ooze. Not actually that good against us. Opponent passing. Well, Moment of Truth, Part 1, Spire Bluff Canal, red, 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 Seismic Assault. Do you have a counter? No counter. Okay. Okay. Pass the turn. Knight of Autumn is a card. Let's kill Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Maybe keep our opponent off white mana. Well, there's white mana. Do they have... no Knight of Autumn yet. Opponent gets in with Ooze, hits us. Down to 18. And... we really just want one more land. Another Swans. Alright, well, Sulfur Falls. Let's just Treasure Hunt. Wait until next turn. Ugh, wow. Alright. Draw 0. Well, draw 1, I guess. Oh my goodness. Those were the worst treasure hunts imaginable in a 39 land deck. 2 treasure hunts and we drew 3 cards. That's almost incredibly unlucky. Alright. Alright. Sure. We'll pass the turn. So what we were trying to do is get multiple lands in hand when we play Swans. With 2 lands, we are able to go off through a Path to Exile. We discard the first one. If our opponent tries the path, we discard the second one. In theory, that keeps the chain going, and we can combo off and beat 1 removal spell. If we just run out Swans with 1 land, then things are a lot rough. Then things are a lot rougher against a removal spell. His opponent is commenting on how unlucky our treasure hunts were. They said they thought they were done the first one and then definitely on the second one, but nope. We found a way to treasure hunt twice and have it not do anything. About it. Seriously? You gotta be kidding me. Yup. Well, that's a thing. Opponent top decks. Wow. Jeez, that is insane. Well, hit our Swans. Lose the game, apparently. Wow, that was brutal. Opponent, the noblest of hierarchs. Sure. Down to 15. We untap. We will play a Swans. We will play a Mountain. We will pass the turn. Oh, boy. The unfortunateness of this match is starting to add up a little bit. From our treasure hunts to the Knight of Autumn off the top. That is not how this deck is supposed to run. Well, we got a Swans down. We can't really combo with Molten Vortex because it costs mana. We can draw some cards, but it doesn't actually combo. Windswept Teeth. Opponent has a Soul Herder, and they have the Path to Exile. Wow. Alright, things keep getting less fortunate. Sure. And yeah, we might just be dead now. That was brutal. Opponent gets in. Yup. Gets to blink and grow the Soul Herder. Huh. Well, can't win them all with Swans, I guess. Opponent blinks Knight of Autumn. Yup. Resets it as a 4/4, grows Soul Herder. We will keep drawing Swans. Well, we will play a Swans. Cycle, Lonely Sandbar. Throes of Chaos. Alright. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Windswept Teeth. Breeding Pool tapped. Well, we will see. There are many things we are just straight up dead to now. Especially like a Time Warp or another Path to Exile. Thragtusk. Okay, that doesn't just beat us. We actually have a chance to win now. Prismatic Vista. Opponent goes attacking. I don't think we can block. I think we have to take it. Down to 5. And I think we have to throw Throes of Chaos into Seismic Assault. Opponent's going to blink Thragtusk, gain life, grow Soul Herder. So we will cycle Lonely Sandbar, I think. Yeah, we're going to. We need our Seismic Assault. Shivan Reef. Yep. Makes a beast. Up to 31. Shivan Reef. Oh, now we actually have to think. So we have 2 options. We can Throes of Chaos. 1 Molten Vortex is down. I guess Anger of the Gods is actually still a hit. Boy, this is a mathy situation, because our other possibility, we can play Molten Vortex. We can activate it twice to draw 4, and still draw into Seismic Assault. Alright, I think we start with Molten Vortex. I guess we can Molten Vortex and then Throes of Chaos. That's probably the best plan. So Molten Vortex, hit our Swans, draw 2. Treasure Hunt. Molten Vortex, hit our Swans, draw 2. Well, okay. How good is Throes? This is it. It's gotta be the hit. Throes of Chaos into Seismic Assault. Okay. That is what we are hoping for. And now we do our best. Hit our swans, draw some cards. 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 Swans cards. Swans cards. Swans. So I think we draw our entire deck, basically. Shoot down the board, then shuffle everything back in next turn with Days Undoing. I think that's our best bet. So let's see. Kill Soul Herder. Kill Knight of Autumn. Kill Scavenging Ooze. Okay. Yeah, opponent can eat something. Probably our throws. Oh, just eats a Knight of Autumn. Yeah, that's fine. It still dies. Gains a life. Well, hit our swans. Draw some cards. Swans, cards. 8 cards, 6 cards. Shoot down the beast. Go to combat. Attack. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Discard a bunch of cards. Swans. Treasure Hunt. Molten Vortex. Throes of Chaos. Upkeep. Hit Thragtusk. Hit Thragtusk. And okay. The board is clear. We managed to get to our Seismic Assault. Opponent plays land. What do they have? Opponent passing. So hit our swans. Draw a card. Hit our swans. Draw a card. No lands? Alright. Well, play Seismic Assault number 2. Throw Swiftwater Cliffs at our opponent's face. Play Molten Vortex number 2. And we will Days Undoing. This does refill our opponent's hand. Okay. Well, we hit lands in more Days Undoing, so that's good. Hopefully we're good now. Hopefully. Oh, that was so close. Opponent's going to path our swans. Well, I guess it's combo time. Hit our swans, draw some cards. Can we get up to 24 damage is the question. Hit our swans, draw some cards. We have another Days Undoing. That's the good news. Ice Fang Coatl, sure. Yep. Opponent draws a card. So swans cards. Swans cards. So we basically go through our entire deck again. I don't know if we can get enough lands to kill our opponent, but we should be able to deal a bunch of damage and sweep their board at least. And then just Days Undoing again. And then hopefully that's finally enough for us to win. 23 cards in our deck and our swans draw cards. This has been a wild match. Our opponent gains so much life. They're not making this easy. Swans, draw. Swans, draw. Swans, draw. Swans, draw. Swans, draw. Swans, draw. 11 cards. 9 cards. 7 cards. Wow, opponent scoops it up. Whoo! I think we would have gotten there eventually. Drawing our entire deck again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we would have been able to kill our opponent there. Oh! Wow, that was wild. We were so close to being dead. So close on that turn where we had our 2 horrible treasure hunts into the Knight of Autumn. I thought it was over, but our deck managed to pull out of it. Our Throes of Chaos actually saved us. It hit the Seismic Assault, and that was enough. Alright, we'll keep this. We have a Swans, and we have an Anger of the Gods, which could actually be very relevant. And a Molten Vortex, also relevant. Let's lead on Temple. Scry. Island. Island to the bottom, I guess? Pass the turn. Opponent. Snow-covered plains. Rest in peace. Okay. So that does shut down some of our late game shenanigans. Opponent gets in with the Hierarch. And we don't actually have a way to get it off the battlefield, so we're going to have to be careful about running out of lands. I think we play Molten Vortex. Play Forgotten Cave. Pass the turn. Opponent, Flooded Strand. And passes? Okay, interesting. Play Spire Bluff. Pass the turn. See, maybe our opponent has, like, Collected Company, I guess is possible. Opponent cracks. Gets a snow-covered island. I don't know if we actually want to kill Noble Hierarch. I think we don't. Misty Rainforest for our opponent. Knight of Autumn. Do we even want to spend lands on this? Yeah, I guess we should. Kill Knight of Autumn. Do we want to also kill Noble Hierarch? Yeah, let's do it. Kill Noble Hierarch. Kill them both. We lose our Molten Vortex. We cycle Lonely Sandbar. Untap.
island. Run out our swans. And pass the turn. Opponent's down to 3 cards. Maybe we can win with Swan Beats? That seems somewhat possible. Opponent, untaps. What do you got, opponent? Nothing? Ooh. What is our opponent's hand? I'll go to combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Down to 15. Pass the turn. Opponent. Passing. I am very confused at what's in our opponent's hand. Forgotten Cave. I'll go to combat. Get in with Swans. Opponent down to 11. Maybe it's a bunch of Soul Herders? Well, cycle Forgotten Cave. Pass the turn. Opponent. Runs out of Soul Herder, sure. And passes. Now go to combat. Get in with Swans. Hit our opponent. Down to 7. And yeah, let's anger the gods. Opponent has Force Negation, pitching Disdainful Stroke. Alright, play a land, pass the turn. Well, that's one explanation, is our opponent has a handful of counters. Opponent. Another Soul Herder. Down to 3 cards in hand. Gets in for 1. If this Anger of the Gods resolves, we're in great shape. Down to 18. Soul Herder. Gonna do Soul Herdery things. Yup. Opponent. Passes. And I'll go to combat. Get in with Swans. Opponent to 3. Anger of the Gods. Another Force Negation, pitching a Spell Pierce. Alright, pass the turn. Now this is a big draw. Hopefully there's no, like, Thragtusk or something. Opponent, Coiling Oracle. Into Stoneforge. That does not save our opponent. Are we gonna win just by beating down with Swans? That is not how this deck is supposed to work. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yup. They get to blink Coiling Oracle, so they get one more look at an answer. Yeah, I mean, this is it. This is it. They need a hit here. Opponent's got 1 draw. Opponent blinks Oracle. Grows Soul Herders. This is it. This is the moment of truth. Land. Swan Beats? Swan Beats! They force of negation all of our card draw spells, and we just attack with Swans enough times to win the game. Opponent kept an extremely counter-heavy hand, which is why they didn't have any pressure, and the counters were able to stop 95% of our deck. Our only creature is Swans, but they were not able to stop the Swans. We snuck it in while there was no Disdainful Stroke, and Swans got it done. It got it done in the least practical way possible, but we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are hitting Swans, strong cards, playing our new chaotic Swan Assault deck, Seismic Swans in Modern, and yeah. See what our opponent's up to. So far, so good for this deck. 2-0 somehow. Scraping by with the Swans. I mean, for a $150 deck, you can't really complain. All right, we'll keep. This hand is really bad if we get Thoughtseize, but I mean, these are the kind of hands you have to keep in this deck when you have 41 lands. Like, that's what your hands are going to look like. 41 lands means, let's say roughly 2 out of every 3 cards are lands. So we're looking at, on average, maybe 2 non-lands-ish, just over 2 non-lands in our opening hand. Opponent's also going to 4, which my guess would mean Tron. Whenever I see them all to 4, I assume it's Tron. It's Tron. All right, Expedition map. Opponent passes. Well, Swiftwater Cliffs, go. Man, is this going to be the old mull to 4 turn 3 card? It is. Oh my god almighty. Oh, London Mulligans. London Mulligans. Why? Why, Magic Gods? Land go. It's the... Wizards. Wizards. Wizards and their London Mulligans. Alright. Well, at least it's just a Chromatic Sphere. I bet this deck could play... Oh, no. Oh, no. I bet this deck could play Blood Moon in the sideboard. That would probably actually be good. It would up the budget, but... it would help against Tron. Oh my god, they hit a card. Relic. We draw land. Oh, this is so bad. Well, okay. Seismic Assault. Go. On the Moldifor, on the play. Well, yeah, opponent. Cracks Relic, draws a card. Well, we'll see how our opponent manages their Karn. There's a card. What does it do? Takes down. Well, we will... yeah, I think we have to kill Karn. Kill Karn.
We lose our Seismic Assault. Play the Mountain, pass the turn. I think our plan now is next turn try to Seismic Assault into Treasure Hunt and hope we have like the luckiest... Another Ancient Stirrings. Tron's probably going to need a banning at some point. This is a little ridiculous on the Moldifor. If no one else gets their 1-mana cantrip, why? Oh my god. 3 next turn. Okay, well, we got to win this turn, I guess. Opponent passes. We're going to need some serious luck. Days Undoing. Alright, so we play a Mountain. We play Seismic Assault. And now we need to Treasure Hunt into Infinite Lands. Best Treasure Hunt ever. Nope. Alright, pass the turn. Okay, well. That wasn't good. Opponent. Another Tron land. Sylvan Scrying. This was on a Moldifor! And they still had Karn on turn 3. Opponent. Blast Zone. Ulamog. Seismic Assault and lands. 1, 2, 3. So we discard a land. Hit our opponent. Lose our stuff. Untap. Treasure Hunt. All these treasure hunts have been so bad. Exile. Yeah, they got us. Alright. Well, do we have anything that's good against Tron? I don't think that we do. No, not really. Huh. That was a smidge disappointing. Well, I guess we got to take out Throes of Chaos for Spell Pierces. And, yeah, just run it like that. This might be a really bad matchup. I think this deck probably needs Blood Moons in the sideboard to keep up with Tron. Or at least, like, Damping Spheres or something. We do not have any good Tron hate at all. And, all of our opponent's stuff is really good at dealing with our stuff, like, incidentally. Alright, we're gonna give it a go. This hand does not beat the Tron nuts. Opponent's going to 5. Gotta take advantage of those London Mulls if you're playing the Tron deck. Opponent goes to 5, keeps. I'm sure they have Karn on turn 3. We will put Island to the bottom, pass the turn. So, I mean, this hand, we get to turn 3 Seismic Assault, turn 4 Swans. Opponent, Expedition Map, alright. Yup. Well, play Temple, Scry, Treasure Hunt to the bottom, pass the turn. I guess we do need to hit one more untap land, actually, for this to work. Opponent. Yep, gonna have turn 3 Tron. Well, we will cycle Lonely Sandbar. There's our untap land. We will play Steam Vents, untapped. We will run out our Seismic Assault, and let's see if our opponent has a Karn. Opponent cracks the map. If they have a Karn, I don't think we can win, unfortunately. Gitzer's is mine. If they don't, we have the Swans combo to win next turn, potentially. Opponent, untaps. Land. It's a Karn, of course. Why wouldn't it be a Karn? Opponent goes after Seismic Assault. Well, we will kill the Karn, spending all of our manas. Oh, this is the brutalest of matchups. Opponent passes. Well, Steam Vents, untapped. We will run out our Swans. See what a horrible thing our Molda 5 Tron opponent has here on turn 4 after the turn 3 Karn. Sure, it's something devastating. Opponent, untaps. And what you got, opponent? What you got? Chromatic Star, Expedition Map. Opponent, passing. Well, we will Treasure Hunt. We really need to hit multiple lands. I'll play Shivan Reef. Play Seismic Assault. Go to combat. Get in with our Swans. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent cracks. Gets a Blast Zone. Untaps. We need our opponent to make the first move. There's Blast Zone. Opponent passing. Alright, that's a land. So we will Treasure Hunt. Oh! Okay, that makes it easy. Discard a land. That was a good treasure hunt. That was a very good treasure hunt. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, we beat a turn 3 card. Somehow, miraculously, beat a turn 3 card. Alright, run it back. One of these times, it doesn't happen much anymore, but one of these times, our Tron opponent's going to fizzle. They're going to mull to oblivion and actually fizzle. 7? That's not good. Tron keeping 7 is our nightmare. I think we got to mulligan greedily to try to hit. Alright, there's a Seismic Assault at least. We will put a island to the bottom. Okay. Well, let's see it, opponent. Let's see that turn 3 Karn again. Happens every time. 100% success rate. Opponent plays Expedition Map off the Tron land. Passes. Opponent. Going to have Tron on turn 3, of course. Of course. 100%. We have good draws, they're just not good enough to beat what our opponent's doing here, unfortunately. Play a land, pass the turn. Opponent cracks the map. Yeah, Tron, I bet this deck's gonna have to be banned. I have to get something banned. It is, okay, 100%er, and we will scoop it up. Alright. Well, looking at that game, opponent mulled to 4, turn 3 card. Mulled to 5, turn 3 card, and we won somehow. Kept 7, turn 3 card. That doesn't sound like something that should happen 100% of the time. And I will say, I think if you're overloaded on cards to beat Tron, you can beat it. This deck does not have cards to beat Tron, so we were lucky to pick up a single match win. I do think Tron, I mean, just looking even at this match as an example, the consistency provided by London Mulligans, it does make it pretty miserable and pretty unfun to have in an otherwise super fun modern format right now. So Wizards, keep an eye on Tron. If you insist on making us London Mulligan, at least punish Tron. Like, it shouldn't benefit from London Mulligan way more than every other deck in the format, and that's kind of where we're at the moment. These turn 3 combo decks, they like London Mulligans, especially Tron. Alright, well, not a good matchup. On to the next one. Much brew about nothing time. We're looking to hit our swans, draw some cards, and we're going to keep this hand, this swan free hand, but I think it's worth it because we have Molten Vortex, and we got a couple of cycling lands to dig. It's a little matchup dependent. If we're up against a creature deck, even just this Molten Vortex is going to be great. Hollowed Fountain. Alright, so opponent's playing Control by the looks. Ooh, that's a Swans. Well, play Mountain past the turn. Opponent. This is a matchup where throws could be really good if there's no Little Teferi. Opponent passing. Well, cycle Forgotten Caves. Cycle Lonely Sandbar. Untap. That is throws. Alright. That is one of the cards we were looking for. Temple of Epiphany. Ooh, Days Undoing. Do we want that? You know what? I think the answer is yes. We're going to keep Days Undoing. Pass the turn. Because our opponent has so many cards in hand that we benefit more than our opponent. Opponent plays a Drowned Catacombs. Passes. I'll play Shivan Reef. And yeah, let's Throes of Chaos. Cascade. Into Treasure Hunt. Oh! Treasure Hunts have been so bad sometimes. Oh, that was sad. That was very sad. Opponent. Oh, that was so bad. Oh, drawing 1 with Treasure Hunt. Kaya's Guile. Alright, there goes our graveyard, which includes our Throes of Chaos. Opponent Hollowed Fountain tapped. And gets in. Hits us. 17. Passes. Oh, we really needed that Treasure Hunt to be a little bit better. Now play Sulphur Falls. Play Swans. Before our opponent has Cryptic mana up. Pass the turn. Opponent pass. Well, we are going to attempt to hit our swans, draw 2 cards. Alright, opponent's going to double path. Sure. I mean, that got cards out of our opponent's hand. We will grab a... Doesn't really matter. Mountain, I guess. Alright, so opponent had 2 paths. I don't know how this matchup goes. This might be a tough one. And an opt. To the top. Alright, opponent likes it. Untaps. Plays a land. Esper Charm for our Molten Vortex. Thankfully, we have another one. Opponent gets it. Hits us. Down to 16. Well, Molten Vortex Part 2. Play an island. Yeah, we gotta try this. And Days Undoing. Looks like a Logic Knot for our opponent. Yep. Well, we cannot pay. Pass the turn. Oh, so sad. Opponent has had infinite disruption of the Spotless Mind in this game. Opponent combat. Gonna get in. Hit us. Are we playing against Crim? This is a deck that only Crim would play. Passes. Well, let us Treasure Hunt. Can we get some luck for once? No, not really. Okay. Swans. So far, we've drawn 3 cards off 2 Treasure Hunts, which makes me want to cry. Pass the turn. Actually, I guess we should play Shivan Reef. Pass the turn. Path. All right. Hit our swans, draw some cards. If they have the 4th path, I'm going to puke. Please no. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. All 4 Path to Exiles? Esper Charm, Logic Knot, Kaya's Guile? Huh. 4 pass, and we have 4 creatures in our deck. That is as bad as it gets. We draw nothing past the turn. Oh, I want to cry. I want to cry. Opponent, what you got? Snapcaster for Esper Charm to draw some cards. To find Path to Exile number 5 somehow. Cryptic Command to bounce our Molten Vortex. Sure. Why not? Why not? Maybe this is just a abysmally bad matchup. That's what I'm starting to think. Opponent opts to the top. Hits a land. Gets in. Sure. Down to 13. Passes. Well, let's play our Molten Molten Vortex. See if that works. It does. Pass the turn. Opponent. Kaya's Guile. Makes a Spirit. Cracks Flooded Strand. Watery Grave. Tapped. We need some action. We need some action. We really need card draw, but a lot of it's been countered, and our treasure hunts have been abysmal. Down to 11. Opponent. Passes. Swans. All right, let's play this game again. We know there's not a path, because they drew every single one. Swans. Torrential Gearhulk for Cryptic. Oh, for Esper Charm. To destroy our Molten Vortex. Okay. Well, I mean, this means if we draw and resolve a Seismic Assault, we could win. Although I'm sure our opponent probably has another answer waiting in the wings. Opponent, Gabat. Gets in with everything. We will take it. All right, we get 1 turn, and we need our opponent to be out of disruption for once. Another Colonnade. Passes. Come on. Well, Forgotten Cave. We can cycle that. Sandbar. We can cycle that. And scoop it up. All right. Well, as good as things started with this deck is as bad as they seem to be going now. Yikes. What do we possibly do to beat this control deck? I guess we bring in Stubborn Denials and Spell Pierces. That means we have to go down Throes of Chaos, unfortunately, because cascading into those is maybe the worst thing in the history of Magic. And then we'll cut 3 lands, go 38 lands. Yeah, all right, run it like that. Hi, 4 Path to Exiles. Yeah, this is the kind of matchup where Swans is maybe not at its best. Our opponent, counter spells are one of the best ways to interact with Swans. We got a mulligan the 7-lander. All right, we'll keep this 6-lander. 6-lander, couple of cycling lands. We'll give it a shot. I assume it probably gets even harder after sideboarding. Island to the bottom. And we will Mountain and Molten Vortex. New opponent, considering their turn 1 play. Ooh, boy. Tricky land to play. Opponent decides on planes. Passes. We will. Opponent. You don't need a draw stop. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. And plays a Glacial Fortress. And passes. Well, we will cycle Forgotten Cave. We will cycle Lonely Sandbar. We'll untap. Play Shivan Reef. Run out Seismic Assault. And pass the turn. I mean, this means if we somehow draw and resolve as Swans, we should win the game on the spot. Even in response to Path to Exile. Field of Ruin. Not super relevant. Opponent. Passing. Swans off the top. Sulfur Falls. That's not a Swans. Do we even play a land? I guess we got to play a land. So play Sulfur Falls, pass the turn. Actually, maybe we cycle. Yeah, let's cycle now. Cycle Lonely Sandbar. We could hit like Treasure Hunt. All right, more Shivan Reefs, pass the turn. So we have 6 damage in hand, but 6 damage is not 20. Opponent, sure. We'll grab a island, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't really matter at this point. Maybe we should get him out because of Molten Vortex, but we have the Seismic Assault. Opponent, island, and passes. Swans. Mountain. All right, pass the turn. I mean, we're up to 8 damage. Opponent. Factor Fiction. Esper Charm and Watery Grave versus, I think. Opponent probably takes Esper Charm. No, they don't. All right. Opponent must need lands. Untaps. Ground Catacombs. Disenchant on our Seismic Assault. And passes. Well, not many Swans being hit, or cards being drawn in this game. Not many at all. Land, go. Archmage's Charm, our Molten Vortex. Yeah, this feels pretty over at this point. This is where the deck looks pretty bad, because we just have a bunch of lands. So our average top deck is a land. And we had to go down our Throes of Chaos to have counter magic. I really think this deck wants Blood Moons. I feel like Blood Moons... Where do you go? Alright, sure. I don't think there's any way we can win from here now. I mean, we'll play it out, whatever. On Mordigo, I assume they take Swans. Yeah, it takes Swans. Oh, man. This feels like a really tough matchup. I think Blood Moon would go a long ways in the control matchup as well. I mean, our opponent does have basics this game, but I feel like that would be a really good inclusion in this deck. It's kind of just a free roll. It's so easy to make the mana work. And we want mostly red mana anyway, so I feel like we could definitely make it work. We draw land. Yeah, our deck is very close to 100% lands now. This is... I think it's basically impossible that we win this game. We don't have Swans. They've taken Molten Vortex and a Seismic Assault. Yeah, once our opponent actually plays a threat, we will probably just end up conceding. Teferi, that counts. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that doesn't feel like a good matchup. Little bit awkward, especially since it's really tough for us to bring in counter spells. Alright. Well, on to the next. One more chance to hit some swans and draw some cards. Alright. Much brew about nothing time. We are hitting our swans, drawing some cards, and we got the full combo in hand. I mean, if nothing goes wrong, turn 3 Seismic Assault, turn 4 Swans. Good game. That's the plan. We'll see what the matchup is. We are on the draw. Hopefully it's not Control or Tron. We have learned that Control and Tron are rough matchups. Opponent. What you got, opponent? What you got? Oh boy. Astrolabe. Okay. Well, maybe this is an Urza deck. There's a chance we can just race an Urza deck. So let's... How do we do this? Land, 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 land. Alright, Forgotten Caves, goo. Opponent. Giraffe Digger's Cage. Sure. I guess Pithing Needle could be an issue on our Seismic Assault. Swiftwater Cliffs. Goo. I mean, we gotta go for it. We don't really have a choice other than just run out Seismic Assault, run out Swans the next turn, hope that that's enough. Mox Opal. Extra mana. Urza. Alright, that's not great for us. Makes a big construct. Mishra's Bobble. I mean, if our opponent doesn't have Pithing Needle, we should still win. Unless they just go infinite this coming turn. Well, Spire Bluff Canal. Seismic Assault. Pass the turn. Alright, I mean, this is basically it. I don't think we can kill Urza here. I think we gotta wait. We need lands in hand for after we play Swans. So we gotta, no Pithing Needle, no Whir for Pithing Needle. Those are the cards that get us here most easily. Opponent. Tap in artifacts, make a mana. Urza activation. Just a land. That's good. Plays Prismatic Vista, which wasn't even their Urza land. Okay. Well, now our opponent needs instant speed interaction, and it can't be a removal spell. It's gotta be like a counter spell. Or we just combo kill. Opponent hits us. Down to 15. Passes. Alright, I mean, yeah, maybe they got a sneaky counter. If not, I think we got him. Steam Vents untapped. Run out Swans of Bernergol. No sneaky counter that's not expected, please. Alright, hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Opponent cracks Bobble. Sure. Hopefully our opponent's not getting another turn. Ooh, double hit. That's what we needed. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Double hit. 4. So we need 10 lands in hand. That's a lot. We might have to do it over the course of 2 turns. And maybe we can get to 10 lands. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 2 more double hits. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still at 6. 7. We're getting close. We still have 27 cards in our deck. All right. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Ew, that was a whiff. Hit our Swans. Draw some cards. Hit our Swans. Oh, hopefully we get there. Hit our Swans. All right, let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 still. We need 10. We need 10 for the win. Okay, 8. 2 more double hits. 9. 1 more. 1 more double hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Face. 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 Opponent cracks. Okay. Gets an island, sure. face, 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, -1. Okay, nice try, Urza. Maybe Swats is just better than Urza. I mean, that's probably not true, but it could be true. It could be. All right, so bring in our Artifact Destruction. This might be a matchup where we want like Jace or Tutelage and Tectonic Reformation. Not sure about the counters. I guess we mill our opponent into the combo, though, which isn't great. I'm a little worried about them having something that stops, like a Witchbane Orb. Although I guess Artifact Destruction does take care of it. Anger, no. Stubborn Denial. I don't think we're going to bring in the Spell Pierces. Graveyard Hate. Maybe we just try it like this. All right, let's bring in the Jace. Let's bring in the Jace, too. And go down... I think we always just go down Swiftwater Cliffs, basically. Try it like that. 3 cards in, 3 lands out, 38 lands. That should be enough. All right, opponent's on the play. If we can win this one, we actually end with a winning record, at least, with our pretty budget-friendly deck. Ooh, we got a Swans. I think we're going to keep this. We got a Swans, and we have 2 cycling lands and a Scry land. So we actually have a decent number of ways to dig through our deck. Enough that I think this is keepable. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Cracks it. Snow-covered Island. Astrolabe. Opponent went to 6. All right, draws a card. And passes. So we're basically looking for Seismic Assault. Land definitely to the bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent. Artifact Destruction's also good. Flooded Strand. Opponent cracks it. Another Snow-covered Island. Mindstone. And Bobble. Sure. Cracks Bobble, takes a peek. Probably a land. Good chance, so they're peeking at one of our lands. Opponent draws a card. Yeah, peeking at a land. Well, we put that to the bottom. Steam Vents, untapped. Pass the turn. I think we want a double cycle here with all these cycling lands. Opponent. Scalding Tarn. Is it Urza time already? Opponent cracks. Snow-covered Island. Looks like Urza. Yeah, that's an Urza. Alright, that's scary. Well, cycle Lonely Sandbar. Cycle... Okay, opponent plays Mox Opal. Yep. And... Cymaster Thopterus. Alright, so opponent, they've run out their stuff. More lands. Opponent passes. Well, play Swiftwater Cliffs. Pass the turn, keep cycling. Opponent's down to 1 card, although they get free cards from Urza. And they can draw cards with Psy. Oh, this Construct's gonna get big quick. Yup. Opponent, combat, hits us 6, 7, 8. That is a clock. Okay, down to 11. Well, we will continue the great cycling. Cycle Forgotten Caves. Swans. Cycle Forgotten Caves. Mountain. That's interesting. Yeah, let's Shatterstorm. That at least slows our opponent down a bit. They crack, so they get to draw an extra card. They can crack Mindstone too, so I guess they get to draw a lot of cards, but at least we get rid of the Construct. Yeah, draws an extra card. And then they like sack up. Man, they get to refill their hand. This side's so good here. Opponent, 5 mana. What are they gonna activate Urza? Seems like a long shot plan. Okay, Urza. Hits a Thopter Foundry. That's not a bad one to get exiled. Seems like they should have just added mana and sacked their artifacts to draw cards. That seems more realistic than spinning Urza there. Well, we slowed our opponent down for the time being. Astrolabe, but they're going to rebuild very quickly. Urza with Psy tends to do that. Scalding Dart. Opponent. Gets in. Yup. Down to 9. Opponent passes. That's interesting. Let's play Molten Vortex. Ooh, does opponent actually have a counter? Gets a Snow-covered Island. Whir of Invention X1. Pithing Needle on Molten Vortex. Okay. Yup. Well, we'll play Sulphur Falls. We will run out Swans. And pass the turn. We don't really want to block with the Swans, though, because we don't like our opponent drawing cards. Prismatic Vista for our opponent. Cracks it. 2 cards in hand. Deceptively. Teferi Time Raveler. That's not good either. Bounces Swans. Draws a card. And second Urza. Okay. Yeah. That is probably the death of us. That's a 4/4 construct. We drop to 6. Ooh, yeah, this deck has a lot of disruption too. Opponent passes. Island. Well, I mean, our only realistic line is play Swans. The problem we're going to run into is our opponent's going to get to draw a lot of cards when we have to block here. Takes up Teferi Time Raffler. Oh, alright. Teferi Tribal. Sure. Sure. Well, that was a little rougher. We even hit an Artifact Destruction spell, but it wasn't enough. Well, run it back. We're on the play for game 3. Oh, come on, Swans. One time. Feed the children. You can do it. We need one nice hand from Swans here to post a winning record. All right, we get to play first. All right, we'll keep it. We got our Swans, and we got Scrylands to try to dig for Seismic Assault. And we'll see what happens. That would be our best outcome, is to have a turn 3 Seismic Assault. Then we're in pretty good shape. Opponent's keeping 7, which isn't great for us. Well, Temple. Well, we probably got to keep Shattering Spree. That's not Seismic Assault, but it is very good against our opponent's deck. Prismatic Vista. Mishra's Bauble. Opponent passes. Well, Temple, part 2. Island to the bottom. Now we're definitely looking for Seismic Assault to go with our Swans. Opponent cracks a bauble, takes a peek, deciding if they should shuffle. No shuffles. They like their top card. Draws a card. Snow-covered island. Cracks it. Snow-covered plains. Mind Stone. Yep. And Pithing Needle. Sure. On Seismic Assault. Opponent passes. Alright, Spire Bluff Canal. Boy, it's tempting just to blow both of those up. And then next turn we get to play Swans. Yeah, let's do it. Replicate twice. Yeah, we could wait and try to get more value, but I think since we have these Swans, I think it's worth it. Alright, blow up both artifacts. Pass the turn. Flooded Strand for our opponent. Cracks it. Hallowed Fountain. Untapped. And Monastery Mentor. Ooh, okay. We were not really prepared for Monastery Mentor. That's a ridiculously fast clock. That's bad news. Play the Mountain, run out our Swans, and I mean, I guess we're hoping for nothing to go wrong, and then just like Miracle Seismic Assault off the top for the win. Swans, go! Seismic Assault, that's what we need. Opponent has Thopter Foundry. Yep. Prowess, etc. Islet, and also Path to Exile. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. Well, we'll grab a land out of our deck. Might as well thin the deck while we can. Opponent gets to get in for at least 7, and then probably kill us next turn. Alright. Well, gets in. Hits us. Down to 13. Has 2 redraws on the battlefield. Well, we will play Swans. Play Sulphur Falls. Pass the turn. Alright, well, this is the moment of truth. If we live, and our opponent doesn't have Disruption, we'll see. Opponent. It's a lot of Prowess creatures and a lot of cards in hand. Prismatic Vista. Talisman of Progress. Triggers Prowess many times. 1 card in hand. Yep. Cracks Prismatic Vista. Down to 15. Snow-covered Island. Last card is Karn to trigger Prowess. Okay. Well, I mean, this is it. We live. See what our opponent grabs from their sideboard. I mean, it all comes down to this. Sword of the Meek, sure, goes to combat. Attacks with everything. Well, opponent, you get to draw a bunch of cards. And, I mean, this is the game. We have to hit Seismic Assault this turn. Opponent draws a bunch of cards. We drop to 4. All right. Cycle. Forgotten Cave. Come on, Magic Gods. One time. Give it to the Swans. It's a land. All right. A draw for it. One draw. Seismic Assault. Land. And that is the game. We started off good, but things kind of got a little worse as we went along. Well, I gotta say, we played a league with a essentially budget deck, $150 deck, and 2 and 3 we've done that with some $1,800 decks before. So for the price tag, can't complain. We did get to hit our Swans, draw some cards. Throes of Chaos, this is all wrap-up stuff. We'll talk about it in the wrap-up. Didn't quite get the treasure chest, but, I mean, it was cool to revisit Swans at least. So, alright, wrap up. Be right back. So what did we learn this week about Seismic Swans Chaos? And we played a league with the deck. We ended up going 2-3, which, I mean, not a great record. On the other hand, we're playing essentially a budget deck, and we posted a reasonable record. We managed to crush Jund, beat Bat Soul Herder, started off a strong 2-0, and was feeling pretty good about Swans, but then the bad matchups kind of set in. So what I kind of learned about this deck is we're good at outgrinding fair decks. Swans is good, the combo is strong against fair creature decks like Soul Herder and Jund, Seismic Swans, Morton Voltex just shooting down creatures and planeswalkers, really, really good. On the other hand, once we got to the second half of our league, we played against Tron, and I think we stole a game off them, but that is just an almost unwinnable matchup. Our opponent had turn 3 Karn every single game, often on mulligans to 4 or 5. That's Tron with loaded mulligans. But yeah, we just don't really have a way to keep up with them. Our combo, when things go perfectly, we win on turn 4. When our opponent is Karning on turn 3 consistently, we're just not fast enough, and we don't really have good interaction, and we'll wrap back around to our interaction in a minute. And then we lost to Esper Control, which is a bad matchup for a very different reason, which is our opponent just has a ton of disruption. One of the challenges of Seismic Swans Chaos is we have 41 lands, which means we only have 19 non-land cards, and a quarter of them or so are just card draw spells. So we have very few cards that actually win us the game. Seismic Assault, Morton Vortex, Swans, and Burn our goal. So if our opponent can counter our Seismic Assault, path our Swans, etc., 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 things go bad really, really quickly, and that's basically how Esper Control went. To the point where our opponent, after sideboarding, was like unmoored egoing our Seismic Swans, and we just could not keep up with the level of disruption that Esper Control offered. And then against Urza, we lost, but it was actually pretty close, and it felt like we were racing. So I feel like the deck is pretty sweet for a budget-friendly deck. It's definitely powerful, hitting our Swans, drawing cards, and combo is cool. We played some insane games. The one game we were on our last turn before die, dead on board to our opponent's massive board of Soul Herder creatures, and we were able to, like, Molten Vortex Swans, Throes of Chaos, fingers crossed, gotta hit Seismic Assault, hit the Seismic Assault, shoot down the entire board, the next turn, Days Undoing, shuffle everything back in, run it back again. Like, that was just an insane game, and just so unique and so cool. So the deck is definitely sweet, but it does have some challenging matchups. So things I kind of dislike about the deck. Number one is Throes of Chaos is awesome, but then we have these counter spells in the sideboard, and Throes of Chaos is very not awesome with Spell Pierces and Stubborn Denials, so that is a little bit of a weird tension. It feels like if we're going to bring in our counter spells, we got to take out our Throes of Chaos. Not really sure how to resolve this. Maybe we can have, I don't know, defense grids to fight through counters, blood moons to fight against Tron, rather than the counter spells. And the upside of like defense grids and blood moons and those permanent type effects is they're really nice with Throes of Chaos. Then we can cast Throes of Chaos to cascade into our Blood Moons and our defense grids and all that stuff to be counterspell decks. So I feel like there are some ways we can make that work. 3 mana Teferi would also be great on the splash if we could make the mana work, just as a way to protect our combo in those control matchups. So that's one thing to consider. Maybe dropping the sideboard counterspells for things that we can Throes of Chaos into, because Throes of Chaos was admittedly awesome. It was responsible for some of our wins. It is one of the cards we want to draw most, because the deck is very flood outy. We have 41 lands, so we're going to draw a lot of lands. We have like several 7-land openers, and that's going to happen when you play 41 lands, and Throes is the solution to that problem. So I almost want to go up to 4 copies of Throes of Chaos. On the other hand, a card I was not very impressed with Treasure Hunt, and I think it's mostly variance, but good God, did we have a lot of like Treasure Hunt draw 1, Treasure Hunt draw 2, and when Treasure Hunt's drawing 1 or 2, it's just not a very good card. So I feel like, I don't know if that's just bad
bad running. We should hit like 3-ish on average, I think, with Treasure Hunt. So I guess mathematically it is somewhat bad running, but maybe we go up more Throes of Chaos, maybe down Treasure Hunt, because Throes of Chaos can find Treasure Hunt and go more that direction. So I think that was my main issue with the deck. Also, we need more stuff for the bad matchups. Blood Moon against Tron or Damping Sphere against Tron, having something like Defense Grid maybe for the control matchup, 3 mana Teferi for the control matchup, some way to fight through the matchups that are not as easy, because as we talked about before, against decks that are just running out creatures and trying to beat us down, the deck is pretty insane. Like, we play Seismic Assault, we throw lands at our opponent's stuff, we win the game eventually with our combo. Against the decks that are going big with combos like Tron, playing a ton of disruption like Esper Control, that's where Seismic Swans Chaos struggles a bit more, and I think we can fix that with the sideboard. Speaking of the sideboard, it's also a little bit just like clunky. We don't really have much removal. Anger of the Gods is nice, but we don't have a ton. I don't know if we need Jace and Sphinx's tutelage, maybe either or. I'm leaning towards maybe Jace, since tutelage does still get fizzled by like Leyline of Sanctity type effects, Witchbane Orb type effects, to have a backup win condition, but I don't know. So that's my main feelings about the deck, but for a really budget-friendly deck, it's competitive enough. Hitting our Swans drawing cards is awesome, with some slight tweaks, especially getting rid of the counter spells for permanents to work with Throes of Chaos, adding in more Throes of Chaos. I think the deck could be even better, and it was super fun. So anyway, that's been our Much Abrew for this week. New and improved, ? Seismic Swans Chaos for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.